how you get yourself teed up. You know, you went ahead and threw the alley-oop. Okay, I spent the money. Now I got to come through and bring the noise. Now I have to execute. The button's already been pushed. It's scheduled, right? Manual, delegated, automated. What areas can you look at and say, this next year, I definitely don't want to be doing this manual task. Can I find somebody to help me? Can I find a tool that can do it for me? What options are available to make things run smoother? So you can almost sum this up by asking, you know, I would say 3 quick questions. It's, you know, what do you need to keep doing in your business to keep providing results that you like, right? Maybe you like that you're a hands-on person and communicate well and you're always calling and follow up with people. Great, fortune's in the follow-up. You know that. Keep doing that if that's one of your best suited things. If you can develop rapport on the phone like no other, great, keep doing that. Utilize and hone that skill. It can only continue to serve you. But you also want to look at like, okay, what do I need to stop doing, right? Sometimes, you know, we're all guilty of procrastinating in some way, shape, or form, you know, or maybe some of us launch off half-cocked and don't think through what we're looking to really get out of our actions. So thinking through the actions we're going to take and say, okay, do I really need to do this? Do I need to stop chasing shiny objects? Do I need to stop, gobbling up so much content that I can't do anything with it at one time because it's all so yummy to me? It's kind of like the paralysis of those shiny objects. You jump from this to this to this to this to this. How can you make the main thing the main thing? You know, looking at that can help you to stop doing some of the things that don't matter as much. You don't want to major in minor things, so you want to keep the main thing the main thing. What things do you need to stop doing to enable you to keep the main thing the main thing? And then last but not least, it's asking the question, what do you need to start doing? What do you need to start doing to really set you up for success? Because if you've heard the phrase, be, do, have, everybody wants the have. We all want to get the thing. We always want to have what we desire. And many of us are willing to do. And then a fewer section of people are not willing to do. But it all points back to the be. Who are you willing to be? How are you willing to think? What's your mindset? What's your psyche? What's your thought process? What's your philosophy? What's your attitude on the world? Who do you be? Right? Who do you be? Because that's what you need to start. There's areas of your business or areas of your life where there are things that you know like no other that you got to start doing in order to get yourself positioned to begin attracting the result you want. So it could be one decision that you make today. You could empty your house out of, all the bad food or other vices that you know that you need to stop doing. But what are you going to start doing as well, right? Are you going to bring in the vegetables? Are you going to bring in the books? Are you going to bring in the team members? You're going to bring in the positive influences, right? Even if you know that you might get ribbed a little bit for, drinking the Kool-Aid of all that positive stuff. Maybe you got a mindset challenge that's your block. So what do you need to start doing? Maybe you need to get over yourself and look at finally doing, some of those stretches, finally saying no, finally looking at ways that you can actually not be afraid of an investment in yourself. What do you need to start doing? So I look at those 3 questions as areas that can really force us to think, because it's not a yes, no. What do you need to keep doing in your business or personal life to have success like no one else in the coming year? It's not really yes or no. You got to think through and provide some insight to that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. What do you need to stop doing in order to get out of your own way and really let go of the governor holding you back from reaching your top speed? Yeah, it's not a yes or no either, or a when. There's things and thoughts that go into that. And last but not least, what do you need to start doing to really activate the engines and, put the pedal to the metal to really move forward with acceleration towards your goal? Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I really need to think that through. It's not a yes or a no question. So taking time out to ask some of these could be very insightful and allow you to get better gauges of things that you know that you want to do next year. Things that you know you have the opportunity to set yourself up with this year. Because once you have that aha, that's where you realize it's like, I've got a moment of inspiration here. And we only move from inspiration or desperation. So unless you're going through this year-end review and thinking, oh gosh, things are cataclysmically bad, well, that might drive some motivation to make a move. But if you're also inspired by saying, wow, I'm really gaining insight from my own experience over this last year. There's a lot of powerful, positive things that I could do pushing forward because I've reflected and now I'm projecting. That's going to make you feel great also. And that's going to put you in a position where you can actually use that inspired mood and take inspired action. So you go in and sign up for the course. You go ahead and make the reservation, at the fancy restaurant for the date night, right? You go ahead and buy the phone or the laptop or the computer accessory or the camera or the asset that you need, the tool that's going to help support you. You take that inspired action. You go ahead and make those last couple seller calls. You make a couple of calls to your buyer team. You let that lender know that you're going to be paying them off soon. You let that lender know that you got some opportunities for them to lend on coming soon. All these things, when you start to realize that you've done a lot. And even if you're not great at celebrating, just acknowledging that you've done a lot. You've grown. You've learned things. You've gained things. Maybe you've lost things. But all of it is the totality of experience that you really want to make sure that you understand and can appreciate. Because there's no do-overs for this year. You don't get to run it back, go back through 2021, the same way we couldn't do with 2020. So all we have is this forward motion to look into and lean into with a positive outlook so that you get that positive outcome. But it is about finishing strong so you can set yourself up to start the next year even stronger. Every year we want to take from, not get through. We want to get from the year. We want to get from our life. We want to get from our experiences so we can lean in to invest all that into what's coming in the future. That's how you really get that joy and that compound effect built up from the momentum of seeing clearly, learning how to see and process everything that you go through in life and in business in a more effective way so that you can just make each year better than better than one before, 1% better every year, every day in every way of getting better and better, right? So that's the mentality. Look at what you've done, what you've been up to. Be honest with yourself. See yourself through kind eyes. What'd you learn? Who'd you see? What'd you do? It's so much beyond the money and the dollars and cents of it. So you have to see all of it. If you don't see all of it, you might see none of it.